Hello, good afternoon my dear and dearest student. Once again I am here in front of you and today we are going to continue our chapter which is a letter to God. Okay. Before I start my chapter, I am going to give the short revision of this chapter to you. First of all, there was a farmer whose name was Lancho, and Lancho having cornfield, and actually he was waiting for good rain, okay, because from this rain he will get good crop, and from this crop when he will sell out this crops he will get good money, right. Now what happened? When he was waiting for rain, he was really very happy, and he was telling to his wife that this year, I hope this year we are going to get good crop, right. Then what happened? His wife replied that by God grace, by God willing, right. And then what happened? Suddenly there was a heavy rainfall, and Lancho became really very happy. He was really very happy that he was going to get nice crop and going to get lots of money from this crop. But suddenly what happened? This rainfall converted into hailstone, and there was really very big size of the hell over there, and he become really very sad to see this much of rain, hailstone, and he said to himself that if this much of hailstone will be there, so what will happen with my crop? Okay, then what happened? After 1 hour, there was ice and ice everywhere. When he went to his field, he saw a sheet of salt over there, right? Sheet of salt, that means there are ice and ice everywhere, student, and he was comparing this ice with salt, right. He was saying that it is looking like a sheet of salt, and he become really very sad, disappointed, too much disappointed, and he said to his family that this year we are not going to get any money because this hailstone destroyed everything, right. And he decided to take help from somebody, only one person who will help him. He said that nobody help us, only one person who will help us, which is God only, right. From here we can understand that this Lancho having firm faith in God, student, right. So he decided to write a letter to God. He wrote a letter early in the morning. He woke up and he wrote a letter to God, and inside of letter he said everything to God, that this year because of hailstone everything destroyed, my corn crop destroyed fully, and how can I grow new seeds, how can I feed my family for the year, right. So he wrote a letter to God like this, and he went to post office. So here, up to here we completed our first part, that is inside of his house and outside of the house, that means in between corn crop, right. And after that he went to post office and he posted, that means he put that letter inside of the mailbox. Then what happened? From here we are going to start our second part, which I told you that this is a scene of post office. Okay, student. So one of the employees who was a postman and also helped at the post office went to his boss laughing heartily and showed him the letter to God. Never in his career as a postman had he known that address. Okay, so when he took out that envelope, he saw the address on the top of the envelope, the letter to God. Okay, it is written on the top of the envelope. So he become really means he start laughing on that time, because in his career he didn't saw this kind of address. Now he don't understand where he have to post this, he have to send this letter, right. So he started laughing on that time, and the postman a fat amiable fellow. Amiable, that means student, amiable means happy and pleasant person. So the postman, a fat amiable fellow, also broke out laughing. He also started laughing to see this kind of letter. And this is a true thing, student. If anybody writes directly letter to God that I need this much of money, you just send me right now. So everybody will start laughing, right? Even we also start laughing on these kind of thing, right? So same thing happened with this person, and that person was really amiable, that means very friendly and pleasant person. So also broke out laughing, but almost immediately, means after some time, immediately he turned serious and tapping the letter on his desk. He become really very serious after reading that letter and tapping that letter on desk. And then what happened? He commented on this letter that what faith. Once again this exclamation mark over here, that means once again he is showing something, means some feeling. Okay, exclamation mark, that means he wanted to show his feeling, right? So means what a faith, wonderful feeling. So what faith? I wish I had the faith of the man who wrote this letter. Okay, and starting up a correspondence with God. Correspondence means communicate through letter. Okay, so he was talking with his employee that I am really shocked to see the blind faith, means this much of faith in God, means this letter means the person having lots of faith in God, and he is starting up a correspondence with God. So in order not to shake the writer's faith in God, the postman came up with an idea. Means I already told you that that person was amiable. That means very happy and friendly and pleasant person, right? That is why he decided that first of all he saw the faith in God of Lancho, and he in order not to shake the writer's faith in God, he don't want to shake the writer's faith in God, because he was really very nice person, very pleasant person. So he decided not to shake the faith in God of this Lancho. The postmaster came up with an idea. He decided to do something for him, right? He wanted to do something for him because he don't want to shake the faith of that person. He decided to do something for him, right? And let me see that what he is going to do. Answer the letter. He decided to give the answer to this letter, but how? Because inside of letter he wants 100 pesos. He demanded for 100 pesos, right? So if postman wanted to reply this letter, so what he have to do? He have to give this kind of money, otherwise maybe it is possible his faith will break. Got it, student? So he decided to answer that letter. How he will answer this letter, we will see through this chapter. Okay, so he decided to of that post office, no, all are salaried person, and if they collected little money, so it was really not possible for them to collect 100 pesos. 100 pesos are a big is a big amount for them. Okay, so what happened then? So he was able to send the farmer only a little more than half. Little more than half means Lancho demanded 100 pesos, and how much pesos? Over there, if we divide this much of money into two parts, so half part, that means 50 pesos. So he more than half, that means more than 50 pesos, that means maybe it is 70 or 80 pesos, right. Now what happened? So he put the money in an envelope addressed to Lancho, and with it a letter containing only a single word as a signature, God. So what happened? So he took some money, that means more than half is God. Got it? Following Sunday, because Lancho having lots of faith in God, okay, and he was really, that means he said, handed the letter to him while the postmaster experiencing the contentment, that means feeling of satisfaction, right. Contentment means satisfaction. So he want to experience that satisfaction. Why? Because he helped him, he done something good for him. So he wanted to see his expression, that after taking this much of money, how he will become happy or not, or what he will do after taking this much of money. So he wanted to see Lancho's face, contentment of a man who has performed a good deed and looked on from his office. He was looking from his office to Lancho. He wanted to see his expression. He wanted to see his look. He wanted to see his happiness from his office. He was watching Lancho, right? Now what happened? Lancho showed not the slightest surprise on seeing the money. But what happened? Lancho showed not the slightest surprise on seeing the money. Why, student? Why this line used over here? Because Lancho was damn sure about this thing, that I am going to get money. He had a blind faith in God. So he knew this thing, that definitely God will send me this much of money. So there is no expression on Lancho's face, there is nothing over there. He was not surprised to get all this money. So Lancho showed not the slightest surprise on seeing the money. Such was his confidence, right? Means he was really very confident about it, that I am going to get this much of money, because God will definitely help me. Now, but he became angry when he counted the money. But what happened? When he counted the money, he became really very angry. Why? Because he was confident about this thing, that God is going to give me 100 pesos. But how much pesos over there in inside of that envelope? There was 70 pesos only, 75 pesos only, right? So he become really very angry to see this much of money. God could not have made a mistake, nor could he have denied Lancho what he had requested. And what means, from these lines, student, we can get, from these lines, student, we can see the confidence level of Lancho. What he is saying, God could not have made a mistake, because he is a God. So how it is possible to make mistake, right? And nor could he have denied Lancho what he had requested. So that means if he requested for 100 pesos, that means he have to send 100 pesos to Lancho. So he become really very happy, very angry. And now what happened? Immediately Lancho went up the window to ask for paper and ink, and immediately, in a anger state, right? In anger state, immediately he went to the window of postmaster, and he want a pen and paper. He took pen and ink from pen and paper from him. Now what happened? On the public writing table, excuse me, on the public writing table, he started to write with much wrinkling of his brows. Wrinkling of his brows, that means very hard expression, means he was confused with something, he was thinking something, just like that, right? So he, on the public writing table, he start writing with with wrinkling of his brows, right? Means he was little confused, or he was in a state of anger. He start writing that letter once again, caused by the effort he had to make to express his idea. Means he was showing his feelings towards God, and he become really very, he was in a anger state, and he start writing on that time in a anger state, right? Now what happened after that? When he finished, he went to the window to buy a stamp. See, in this picture we can see this is Lancho, postmaster, and he is giving one envelope, right, to postmaster. So we can see through this picture that he is giving the envelope to postmaster, right? So when he finished, he went to the window to buy a stamp, which he licked and then affixed to the envelope with the blow of his fist. Okay, so first of all, he went to the window and buy one stamp from there, and he fixed that stamp, he licked that stamp and then closed that envelope and went to that window to put it in a mailbox, right? Now what happened? The moment the letter fell into the mailbox, the postmaster went to open it, and what is inside of that letter we will see. When Lancho put that letter into mailbox, immediately postmaster took out that letter and he opened. Why? Because he wanted to see what he wrote inside of letter, because he wanted to see that what he felt after taking this much of money. And I think postmaster was why he was really very curious, because he knew this thing that he done very well thing, right? He done something good for Lancho, so that is why he was expecting that maybe he wrote thank you so much God, or he wrote this is really very good that you helped me, just like this kind of things, right? But what happened? What he saw inside of that letter was really very funny, that he wrote, God, of the money that I asked for, only 70 pesos reached me. What he said? That only 70 pesos reached me. I asked 100 pesos, and whatever you sent me, I got only 70 pesos. Here also, through this line we can understand this thing, that here also he had a confidence that God sends me full money, God sends me 100 pesos, somebody stolen the rest of the money, right? Means here he is not blaming to God, he is not blaming to God, because he have a firm faith on God. So he knew this thing that God definitely sends me 100 pesos, and here somebody stolen rest of the money. So that is why he said that he wrote that God of the money that I asked for, only 70 pesos reached me. Okay, and send me the rest, since I need it very much. Send me the rest of the money. Means I don't know that you sent me or not. Means he was confirmed this thing that you sent me 100 pesos, but I got 70 pesos only, and what you have to do, you just send me rest of the money. I don't know anything, right? Means from here, student, this is really very funny thing, that what we say, is it a funny thing? or this is a firm faith towards God, that he wrote a letter to God and he knew this thing that God is definitely going to send me money, and if he got 70 pesos, that means God, he knew this thing that God sends me the full money, but somebody stolen rest of the money, right? So after this, once again he is demanding, right, that you just send me rest of the money, I don't know anything, right? Since I need it very much, because I need it very much, but don't send it to me through the mail. Now here student, really very, what we say, very funny thing happened over here, that he said, but don't send it to me through the mail, because post office employees are a bunch of crooks. Bunch of crooks. What he said? Bunch of crooks. That means he had a doubt on post office employees, right? What he is saying, bunch of crooks, that means thief, right? He is blaming to post office employees that they are thief, they stolen rest of the money. That is why he is saying that if you want to send me rest of the money, so don't use mail, don't send it through mail, because the post office employees are a bunch of crook. And in last he wrote, what he wrote? Lancho. Now what happened? So here this chapter closed, student. Now first of all we will discuss some oral comparison. Oral comparison. Okay student, so from here I hope you understand this chapter very well. We can say this is a firm faith towards God of Lancho, and that is why he got this much of help. But in other hand we can say this is really very wrong thing that he said bunch of crook to employees of post office, right? So after maybe they close this chapter over here without ending the proper, in a proper way. So we have to guess that on that time what the postmaster was thinking about Lancho, right? So you have to think about that, what was the point of view of postmaster. Okay, now see, oral comprehension check. About this chapter there are some questions given. We will discuss about this question, and what you have to do, you have to make a proper copy and you just try to write it with your own self. Okay, what did Lancho hope for? Lancho hope for raindrops. Okay, Lancho hope for rainfall. Why he hope for rainfall? Because from this rainfall he will get good corn crop, and if he will get good corn crop, he will sell it out and he will earn lots of money through these crops, right? Now why did Lancho say the raindrops were like new coins? Why did he say the raindrops were like new coins? I told you student on that time that new coins you have to underline it very well, because related to this line, related to this word, question will definitely come, right? So why did Lancho say the raindrops were like new coins? New coin, here Lancho comparing these new coins with raindrops. Why? Because if we see the new coins, how much shiny, how much new it is looking, right? So same thing happen over here. Fresh raindrops are looking like a new coins, they are shiny like that. And one more thing, over here, why he is comparing this raindrop with new coins? Just like new coins, whenever we got new coins or whenever we got money, we become really very happy. And because these raindrop just like a new coins, because if there is a good rainfall, so it is good for his corn crop, and if he will get a good corn crop, so he will get lots of money from that, right? That is why he is comparing this new coin crop with these raindrops with new coins, right? How did the rain change, and what happened to Lancho's field? How did rain change? Means after some time this rain changed into hailstone, okay? And hailstone really very dangerous for field, very dangerous for crops. So what had happened to Lancho's field? This hailstone destroyed his field totally, right? In between this rainfall and in between this hailstone, all the crops get spoiled. Even there is no single flower on the plants, right? When he came out after 1 hour, he saw his corn crop. It was covered with ice and ice everywhere, right? There is no nothing over there in corn crop. So he said that it is looking like a sheet of salt. He was comparing this ice with salt, right? He was saying that on that time that it is looking like a sheet of salt, right? What were Lancho's feeling when the hail stopped? Lancho's feeling, if we want to give feeling of Lancho, so he become really very sad. He was really very disappointed on that time. He become really very sad to see his corn crop, and he said to his son that a group of locusts also left something, right? Means this hailstone destroyed everything, okay? So he become really very sad. He was disappointed also. Now see next. Who or what did Lancho have faith in? What did he do? Who or what did Lancho have faith in? When he was sad, when he came to know that because of hailstone my corn crop totally destroyed, he don't understand what to do, from where to get help, because there is no money with Lancho, right? He don't understand that how I will feed my family for the further year, how I will get money to buy new seeds to grow in my field, right? So he become really very sad. But only one thing over there, who or what did Lancho have faith in? Lancho had firm faith in God. Lancho had firm faith in God, and he knew that God will definitely help me. What did he do? When he saw that because of hailstone all my crops destroyed, fully destroyed, okay, so he decided to do something. He decided to write a letter to God. He decided to ask for help from God, right? So he decided to write a letter to God. He wrote a letter to God and he demanded 100 pesos to God. He want that money, means 100 pesos he wanted from God. He wrote in his letter, and the reason also he wrote inside of that letter, and why he need this much of money, this also mentioned in that letter, right? He wrote that I need 100 pesos because I want to feed my family, right? And I how to grow new seeds in my field, and that is why and because of this hailstone my crop totally destroy, I don't have any single penny, so I need this much of money. Got it? Who read the letter? First of all, who read the letter? Postmaster, postman read that letter. Postmaster read that letter first of all, and he become really he start laughing on that time, right? What did the postmaster do then? Postmaster, first of all, when postmaster read that letter, he start laughing, right? He start laughing, and he was thinking that which kind of person he was, that he wrote a letter to God directly, and inside of letter there is demand of 100 pesos. He is demanding 100 pesos from God, right? But what happened? This postmaster was really a amiable person. Just remember, amiable word comes again and again in this chapter. Amiable, that means friendly and pleasant person, right? So he really he start laughing on that time, but immediately he stopped for a while and he decided to do something for this Lancho, because he don't want to shake the faith in God, because he don't want to break this Lancho's faith. So he decided to do something for Lancho, and what he done on that time? He decided to collect money from employees. Even he decided to give some part of his salary also, right? So he collected some money from the post office employees, and even he also gave some part of his salary to Lancho, right? Now next, once again, who or what did Lancho this completed? No, was Lancho surprised to find a letter for him with money in it? See, this is really very good question. That was Lancho surprised to find a letter for him with money in it? He surprised or not? No, Lancho was not surprised on that time. Why? Because he knew this thing very well, that I asked money from God, I need help from God, and this is the firm faith of Lancho, that he was confident about this thing, that definitely God will send money for me, definitely God will help me. Okay, that is why when he opened that letter, so he was not surprised. And even that postmaster wanted to see his expression. The postmaster was really very curious to see that what will happen now, what he will do now after taking this much of money, what he will reply now. But there is no sign of surprise in Lancho's face, on Lancho's face, right? So was Lancho surprised to find the letter for him with money in it? No, Lancho was not surprised, because he was confident about this thing, that God will definitely help me, God will definitely send money for me, and he even he was angry, in spite of become happy or surprised, he become really very angry to see that inside of that envelope only 70 pesos. So he doubted on that time that definitely this post office employee stolen that rest of the money, right? Now see, what made him angry? Once again, this question I told you. So what made him angry? Actually, what happened? This full chapter is around the faith in God, right? Lancho's faith in God. Okay, so that is why what happened when he opened that letter. So he was more confident about this thing, that definitely God going to send me money, definitely God is going to help me, yes, definitely God will send 100 pesos for me. But when he opened that letter, there was only 70 pesos inside of that envelope. So he become really very angry. Why? He is not angry with God actually. Actually, he on that time he had these doubt that surely these employees of the post office stolen my rest of money, right? That is why he become angry, because he knew this thing that God definitely sends me 100 pesos and somebody stolen my money from my envelope. So he become really very angry because he demanded 100 pesos and he didn't got this much of money, he got only 70 pesos. That is why he become really very angry. Now student, so that was our chapter, and I hope you understand this chapter very well, and question answers also you understood very well. So tomorrow we will start our poem, and that is Dust of Snow. Till then, bye.